Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Natty 19 podcast. I'm Jonathan Marshall, and I'm here again with the Natty 19 crew.
Full crew.
Hello.
Hello. Now, I want to thank you guys for listening. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. You guys are great. Thank you. Thank you to those who left us written reviews on iTunes. It's great. It helps us a ton. And I want to get into it. The last episode was, I loved it. We introduced, we brought Svitlangi into the fold, into the crew. However, we did lose quite a bit. We lost the young Quincy Fallow. We lost Orvex Akramos. Yes. We lost Riga. Going forward is going to be a little different, I feel. So, without further ado, we are going to get right into it. Episode 59.
Copernicus the Crushed.
The Fane of the Night Serpent. Part 1.
Ooh,
Named.
There's
episode.
Parts. There's parts.
Oh, shit. This episode's gonna get crits.
All right, where did we leave off?
We're just headed to our doom. No big deal.
I believe Cappy was
Exactly.
throwing a fit in the sand.
Cappy had a little visit with Sybil. It went a little differently than usual. Sybil seemed a little bit more... what's the word? She seemed a little bit more
Open?
aware. All right, self-aware. What else happened? So Svitlangi comes in, joins the party in a great fashion, I thought. Great entrance. She's got new information pertaining to the mission at hand. The mission at hand. Infiltrate the Fane of the Night Serpent. Retrieve the final puzzle cube that is lying in the clutches of Raz Nasi.
Oy.
Raz. Did you know that Raz is a title? So his name is actually just Nasi.
No, I did
Raz
not.
Nasi. Yeah, Raz is a title that it's equivocal to like Lord or the Great or something, you know? Raz Nasi. Here we go. Irame, you've been thinking on that cloth. You were trying to figure out what was going on. A lot is going on in Irame, as a matter of fact. I just wanted to bring this back. Irame, you're sitting there, and you're not sure why or how, but your thoughts take you back to that fight with the senile tabaxi, bag of nails. That fight was actually there. There was a couple things of note that happened during that fight that, to me anyway, deserved notice. Irame, you at one point you casted Chill Touch. You did necrotic damage to him. With the death curse in effect, that's permanent. You permanently removed a portion of that man's soul. What's April laughing about over there? Now that's something that I feel that coming from Irame, that was you may not have realized it at the time, but it's creeping in now. You removed a portion of that man's soul. Another thing that's been happening, another little development, this one pertaining to Copernicus, I've been noticing And I alluded to it a little bit through Sybil at first, but it was swift. Copernicus, we've been seeing a little bit of a different side of him. He's been a little bit more cautious and caring of his compatriots. Now, during that fight with the bag of nails, there was a decision made, and it was all about that thunderbolts, the thunderstep there. Now, I feel like under normal circumstances, Copernicus probably would have blasted Zavril off the rooftop, important Quincy up. But, something is going on here. There's a little bit of a bond that's forming. Even through all of the snarky little tidbits, something's going on. Copernicus, as the whole thing unfolded with Quincy getting left behind, Copernicus, I think out of everything, the puzzle cubes, this and that, but I think mostly he was going to miss Quincy. There's something happening here.
You want me to jump in?
Do you have any insight on any of that, or do you want to just let it? I just wanted to kind of bring it to the surface.
Copernicus is what, 50 years old? Quincy is early 20s?
I think so, yeah.
Yep.
I think it's a natural protection thing. Like, he's half his age, and we've been questing together for so long. I think it's just a natural thing where he wants to protect him.
Did Copernicus know Quincy's grandfather?
He did. He knew Frankie Fingers, and Quincy is about the age of Copernicus's son that he gave away. Then, he gave away to his uncle there to foster and take care of.
Mm-hmm. And the decision was Zavril with the thunderstep. That was just would you say that was more tactical? Like you felt that Zavril having more hit points or, more health, being more...
No, Cappy would never go out of his way to hurt any of his crew. I mean, we're a crew. We're a team. Regardless of how dysfunctional we are, we have a common goal.
Oh, sure. No, absolutely. But I can definitely see Copernicus being like,
you can take a little damage.
You could take a little damage for this one.
I thought it was 1d10, but then looking at it was 3d10.
Ooh.
So that went from a
Not
slap
just
in the
a
face.
little damage.
Yeah, a slap in the face to literally I could knock you out.
Was it 3d10? I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
all right.
exactly. I thought it was one. I thought it was
Right.
a little bit.
Just think,
Gotcha. Okay, that makes a little more sense.
if that was Aramay, it could have killed her.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dead. Going back in to chime in on
Yeah,
the chill
bring it
touch there. It was actually something Kevin said at the end of one of our...
Kevin is K-Way
K-Way.
for the listeners.
had said at the end of one of our recordings, he had said he wasn't sure if he liked Irame 2.0. Something
Oh,
like
that
that.
stuck with you.
And that stuck with me because I was like, Irame is rapidly changing. Ever since, she found out her father was sick, there's an urgency about her. And she is willing to push a little harder. And you're seeing darker sides of her. And you're also seeing not just darker sides of her, but just the airs that she was hiding before are coming out. I've mentioned it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But that stuck with me. I was like, you're May 2.0. She is kind of getting a little bitchy, isn't she? I mean, it would only be natural as she hones her skill and becomes more confident and has more on the line.
Makes sense. Now that we got Svitlongi and the crew, let me update you in the combat tracker. What's your total hit points?
46.
46. All right, let me
You're lucky I'm half blind.
I thought you were going to say half drow. You're lucky I'm half
You're
drow.
lucky I'm half drow. I was trying to peek in to see what class Svitlongi is, but I literally cannot see.
I can't either.
And that's not like a title. It's just cannot see. I'm not Rosna see.
The time is upon us. Zagmira, you hear, is now gathering in the war room. The makeshift war room. You all file in, one by one. Copernicus is a little late.
Dale playing in the mud.
Sand bits are on his hand. She says, the time is upon us to infiltrate the Fane of the Night Serpent. Are you ready? 3 Seas Shipping and Freight.
As ready as we'll ever be, I assume.
Yerime nods.
All right, Svitlangi. Let us test your allegiance. This information you have given us. We are going to the main entrance.
Yes, you will see.
The other Red Wizards are getting ready. They are taking 4 mercenaries with them. And before you say anything, she turns to you, Copernicus. She says, we suspect most of the resistance will be on the main gate. Otherwise, yes, we would send mercenaries with you.
Well, we are to sneak in. We don't need your mercenaries for our quest, right?
Yes, my thoughts exactly. Now, let us go over this one last time. Just so we don't forget what our objective is. And what you know, should we not make it and you confront Rosna C. We believe the best course of action is to somehow convince Rosna C that whoever this entity is that struck a deal with him is lying to him. There must be more than enough ways to do this.
I would advise against such a course of action. Rosna C will not listen to reason.
Not to mention, what argument could we have not knowing the entity ourselves?
Yes, I find the older you get, the more stubborn you are in your ways. I suspect this Rosna C is much the same.
Well, we have more than enough evidence that proves otherwise. You see, if Rosna C was acting on his own accord and with full strength, he would have full support of the Yuan-Ti behind him. And as you can see with Svitlangi here, somebody is clearly lying to him. Of that there is no question. Now, I only know how we are to deal with this. We are hoping that at some point, if it is us, our party, indeed, to confront Rosna C, we are hoping that this information will become more clear the more progress we make going through the Fane.
If you attempt to strike a deal with Rosna C, you will fail. You will doom us all.
Make no mistake, Svitlangi. Our goal is to capture the puzzle cube. Rosna C does not need to be dead or alive. Am I correct in this? At any rate.
You are correct.
Very well. If you do not want Rosna C alive, then perhaps it'll come to that.
I am not suggesting that you go out of your way to slay Rosna C. It would be a fool's errand. But to try to confront him and convince him to change course, well, that is even more foolish.
We shall discover the answers within the Fane. She straps her backpack back on, same one that you noticed she had picked up after leaping from the rooftop after the fight with the King of Feathers. There's a old, washed-out name tag on it. Zegmira. There's like doodles of like flowers and stuff on it from when she was in high school.
She hasn't returned it to LL Bean for a new one yet.
No, this is an old bag. It's like a JanSport.
You should have like a Crimson Ghost patch on it.
If you remember, half of her face was old, and the other half was like that of an 18-year-old girl. I think that detail got swept under the rug.
Sure did.
Yeah,
it did.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Zagmira, it would be wise to remember too, if you cross us, I will make the other half of your face look just as ugly as the other half.
Looking at the scar on your neck, she says, "Our goal is to retrieve the puzzle cube, and from that point forward, we will decide our fate.
Yeah, we will.
Facing the 9 gods is all that matters." And she looks over at you, Svitlongi.
9 gods, 9 gods.
Does she expect me? What's the expectation to echo?
It was just a confirmation glance.
Okay.
Just reaffirming that acquiring the puzzle cube is all that matters. Facing these 9 gods, it's the phrase it's the mantra that has been recited over and over since this began.
May our actions please the old ones.
She mutters something under her breath as they take their leave.
Did she mutter creepy?
No, it was you couldn't really tell what she had said. And they take off. They head out.
And so, Hunter, 3 C's shipping and freight. Are we prepared?
We're gonna have to teach you the handshake.
Oh.
Not this again. It'll be over soon. Just do this and that with the hand, and you'll be a member of the 3C shipping and freight.
I mean, if you're gonna roll with us, then you have to roll with us. So I teach her the secret handshake.
Is there actually a secret handshake?
I thought it was just the drow finger.
That's what I've been getting this whole time.
Somebody.
Wait, so it's not the drow finger?
Irme's pissed.
Svitlongi gets the drow finger and says, "Creepy."
Is it always that cold?
And wiggly. Gross. Like a worm caught in a bird's beak.
Man. All right. So what now? I mean, I'm giving you guys the floor here. You got your destination.
I say
the Red Wizards
onward.
are off.
Onward with our adventure.
We're 110% fully rested. We've got this new ally, Svitlongi, leading us.
Is it us 3 and Svitlongi?
I think so. That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
It is Zavril, Irame, Copernicus Hart, and Svitlongi. Down to 4 members.
Svitlongi will lead them toward the area of the secret entrance, and as we get close enough, well, assuming nothing happens along the way, as we get close enough to where she thinks there may be Yuan-Ti moving about, she will signal the rest of the group. She will say, "Hunter, I do believe you are a stealthy one. Who amongst us is the least stealthy?"
I believe that is me.
In that case, Svitlongi will move her kind of slightly inhuman-looking hand toward Arame's forehead, and she'll just press her fingers to her forehead. And she will recite some words in primordial, and that is the blessing of the trickster.
Oh, do me next. Do me.
And that will give you an advantage on our next stealth check.
You know, what's funny about all this is I actually don't think I've passed a single stealth check this entire game.
What's your, maybe you should have it. What is your, I thought yours was, mine's only +2, so I always thought Irme was kind of the loud one.
I mean, it's not that. I just have rolled bad every time we've done it.
Are you proficient in stealth?
No.
Oh, I should teach you guys. You guys stay tight, quiet, move slow, but swift. Copernicus is well versed in the ways of stealth.
And Hunter, we will need to be wary of the enemy. Please keep a lookout for Yuan-Ti tracks.
And Zavril is going to don his new mask.
Ooh.
Zavril is known for anything. It's his powers of perception.
Hey, I am proficient in perception. I just wanted you to know that.
But yeah, that's my impression, though, is that there will be Yuan-Ti sort of patrolling around the outside of the entrance.
That's right.
Doesn't that mask give him -2?
To
Yes.
perception, yep.
Yes.
Is it
I-
-2?
I have
No,
a-
it's disadvantage, isn't it?
But tracking's survival.
Yeah.
I thought it was disadvantage on perception.
Maybe.
Yeah, this isn't Pathfinder.
There's some things in
I thought it was
5e that
-2 too. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's +2 to intimidation, and I thought -2 perception.
That
Where-
sounds right.
Well, it could have been disadvantage.
where did intimidation come from?
No, I
No,
think
there was intimidation.
Yeah, there
I think
was,
it was
yeah.
+2
because
on.
you're
Yeah.
scary as fuck with your
Yeah,
pointy
it's-
ass
it's-
nose and your weird fucking.
Yes, but how do I look with the mask on?
Intimidating.
You look
Intimidating
good.
as fuck, dude.
You look
+2.
good. You look good.
Irame doesn't like it. I don't like it.
You are much improved, Hunter.
I
sense a little bit of a romance happening here with.
No.
No. Svetlongi says no.
So I've got to know, Svetlongi, did he cry for his mother when you whipped him? Whose name did he whine when you struck him with your cat of nines?
Oh, Copernicus, is it?
That's correct.
Even the mighty drow will break down and buckle to their knees under the cruel hand of the Yuan-Ti.
I guess we'll see.
Let us hope not.
Let us hope
Indeed.
not.
Yes. All right. Obalaka.
There's the mask right there. +2 is dark vision 60 feet. +2 bonus to intimidation. Advantage on saves against smell, gas-based attack. Disadvantage on perception checks.
Boom.
Write that, Zaves. I shared that to you. You should be able to copy and paste that into your thing. I guess I don't know. Do something with it so you know, because I'm gonna close it and it's gonna be gone.
Forever.
Yeah. So now it's your responsibility. All right. So you guys are stealthing up ahead. Let's see some stealth rolls as you're moving.
I've got my new green dice specifically for Svetlongi.
Ooh.
Nice.
I think I'm going to bust out Pearly White for this
God
one.
damn it. After all that, Svetlongi's gonna fail her stealth.
That's solid. I got a solid one for us.
Yeah. 20 for Irame.
All right.
22 for Copernicus.
All right. So group stealth situation starting to look good.
All right.
Only a 6 for Svetlongi.
What do you got, Zaves?
I got a 10.
Really? You have no bonus on stealth?
No, I have no bonus in stealth.
So Irame is better than you at stealth.
I just have a +2 because of my dex.
Did you roll with advantage?
I did.
Yeah, she did. All right. What does April get? 10.
Yes.
All right.
Group stealth is only half of us have to do it, right?
Only half to pass.
I feel like that's the first time we've rolled a die in like 3 episodes.
Has it been?
It's been a while.
Has been a while. I'm gonna roll one too, just for the fuck of it, just to fit in. No, just kidding. All right.
Nice. Zimwapi.
Didn't like that roll.
Yeah, never mind.
No, I'm gonna roll it, but not just to fit in. Okay. So, what we have here. Just waiting for K-Way's mechanical keyboard to shut the fuck up.
For real.
I like the mechanical keyboards.
I so like them.
Oh, they bring me joy.
Cool. You're
Yep.
the only 2 people on the planet.
All right, so you guys, in order to get to this point, the secret entrance, you went up the main thoroughfare to the north, past the Shrine of Obalaka, into the main crumbling gate of the palace grounds. The palace is in the center of this massive circle wall, and within the wall are all these really, you could tell at some point, Quincy, you would know that,
With Irame?
at some point, these buildings were belonged to people with with money. Omoan money. Instead of like dirty buildings, they were like a little cleaner.
You gotta get that Omoan wealth, if you know what I'm talking about.
All those precious gems the city was known for.
That's true. Now, moving through Svitlongi, you're coming up on it. No, it's just inside the wall. Maybe about 100 feet in is the secret entrance. You guys go into stealth mode. And sure as hell,
Cappy leading the way.
you spy 3 Yuanti Malisons ahead. Now, they look to be acting a little different. They look to be looking around nervously. They're a little more alert than usual. Perhaps the Red Wizards had left before you guys. Maybe they had alerted them, or maybe they alerted somebody that alerted them. Who knows? But they look a little more alert than you were expecting. But as of right now, they don't appear to notice you.
It's your plan all along, Snake Woman. To lead us to your friends.
If that was so, they would be well aware of our presence.
What do you... They're about 60 feet out at this point.
Are they huddled close together? Are they close together? How spread apart are they?
Let's go ahead and say they're in a group, but they're fanned out maybe about 15 feet from one another. A little bit of distance, as if they're just kind of...
They're fanned out about 45 feet.
Yeah, they don't want one... Well, there's 15 feet between each of them, and they're not necessarily in a line.
I'm imagining like a triangle formation type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no real there's no real formation. They're just kind of and they're not really patrolling. They're not leaving the area, but they are moving around the area.
Can we wait them out? Or is a confrontation inevitable?
I believe inevitable if we wait too long. If they haven't already been alerted to the Red Wizards, they will be soon.
Ordinarily, I would say that we could wait and they will pass, but something seems to have them on edge.
Now you can see from this distance, not too far out, 60 feet. You definitely notice they're equipped with each a longbow on their back and a scimitar in their hand.
All right. So where's the entrance? Do we need to go past them? Or can we go around?
No, you'd have to go through them to get to the entrance.
I mean, I could get us up to them.
You're making fire from wherever.
I mean, if Zavril can get us up to them, I might be able to sneak us right by them with invisibility.
Then we risk having to deal with them inside, and if there's any others inside, we'd be flanked, surrounded.
Here, man, I like your bloodlust. Alright, Svitlongi. Let's see your worth. Let's see if you're really on our side.
I mean...
And what would you have me do, Drow?
Stand with us.
Take us prisoner?
Ooh.
It is risky, but it might perhaps work.
It would at least allow us to get close.
The old captured Wookiee trick.
Mm-hmm.
What's a Wookiee?
I was sweet on a Wookiee from Waterdeep.
You be a hunter? You be a hunter and not know the Wookiee?
You've heard of Skywalker Ranch, right?
Yeah.
It's like, so they actually serve Wookiee there, like as a food menu item. I hear it's really chewy.
Ha ha ha.
It was awful. It was worse than John's felt. Is that felt? It is now.
What's the internal body temperature of a tauntaun?
I should know this.
Lukewarm.
Lukewarm. K-Way.
I heard they serve Ewok too. It's wicked good.
Nice. When you said Ewok, for some reason I thought of the little, the other dudes on Tatooine that go teeny.
Oh.
The Jawas.
Jawas, yeah.
Teeny.
When I was younger, I
Junk
loved
people.
the Ewok movie.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi.
No, like the Ewok movie.
Oh.
The movie.
I was thinking Return of the Jedi too.
Well, the main Ewok in it says his name is Wicket.
I was like, oh, that's cute. She doesn't know the name of Return of the Jedi.
What the fuck?
Like, no, the fucking Christmas special with the Ewok.
It's not a Christmas special.
Must be.
It's not.
terrible.
You've never seen that?
No.
Oh, it's probably horrible. But when I was a kid, I loved it.
Right.
So, does any one of these three appear to be the leader?
No, there doesn't appear to be a leader. They're just Malison guards.
Are we going in with force or deception?
Deception, then force.
I mean, assessing the situation a little bit more, it's these three. Does it look like there's a way they could alert more of them, or
Well, that's kind of Irame's point.
will a
There's
battle draw out more of them?
There's no point in leaving them out here, only to have them as a force in the future.
Unless we don't fight at all in the future.
I suppose, yes.
I just felt like the idea was we were to sneak in, and so starting this off, making a big commotion and clanging swords, and
I do believe that if we were to try to deceive them, they might think that the threat, because you are in captivity, is no longer, and they may choose to escort us. However, if we use invisibility, they will be out here on guard, waiting for somebody to try to infiltrate. That will
Right.
keep them occupied.
right. I just don't know if I can invis all of us. Well, I definitely could if I use both my spell slots, but then my magic is spent.
I could make myself invisible.
Okay.
Would you be able to cloak the three of you?
When you cast a spell
With only
using a
one spell slot?
a third level or higher, you can target one additional creature for each slot above second. I can do Copernicus. I can do me and one other person. That's it.
Oh,
Then what about your fog, Hunter? I've seen you do it before, and maybe we can all sneak past then.
Is the entrance... what does the entrance look like? Is it above ground? Does it go below ground?
is it open like a cavern?
Yeah, it goes into a cave. It's a cavern entrance that's shrouded in overgrown bushes and
Gotcha.
palm leaves and shit. I guess I could say, Svetlana, your ability to bluff them might work, just because of the disdain that Malisons have with purebloods. They often don't even really look at you with any kind of credential, which sounds like a bad thing, but it often is more annoying just to have that. They're usually more annoyed that they need to address you than...
And the fact that, you are bringing somebody back that escaped from there.
Yeah, and do I think that perhaps if I were to bluff them, do I think that they would, I don't know, not concentrate on the entrance so much? Do I think that there's a risk of
What if
one of them coming with
the
us?
entrance might be the one chink in the plan. You would assume that they would be expecting you to lead them through the main entrance.
Right.
Can you only make yourself invisible or somebody else?
The favors from the great ancient ones are only bestowed upon myself.
Right.
What if you were to take Zavril as your prisoner and we were to become invisible and follow behind you? I think it'd be more likely they'd believe you took one prisoner than the three of us.
Right.
My only concern is, why would I take a prisoner through a secret entrance instead of through the front doors?
Perhaps
Cover your own failings of letting them go.
Ah, you think like a Yuanti drow. But then I may have heard such things about the dark elves.
Whatever you heard doesn't pertain to me, Snake Woman.
While everybody's
Surface dweller.
devising a plan, Irame is going to cast Mage Armor on herself.
All right, mage armor is out. The mesh around Irame shimmers.
And a brilliant light alerting the...
The Malisons hear the ting-ting from
Okay.
Irame's mage armor.
Actually, that combined with the ring now puts Irame's armor class puts me at 16. I
Well,
believe.
Is that what we want to do? Do we want to try to bring Zavril in as a prisoner? Or
Yes.
I mean, if it goes wrong from there,
Then with the battle ensues.
then we can attack. But at least we tried.
I would need some rope. Something to bind the hunter's hands with.
You're in luck. I just so happen to have 50 feet
Fear not, hunter. I
of
will
the
not.
finest hempen rope.
I will not tie you in such a way that you cannot easily shake free.
You would need to take all their gear as well.
Just let me...
Just Savrils.
Just Zavrils.
Oh, you guys are invis?
Yeah, I'm going to invis. So Cappy will, when we're ready, go up to Irame and pluck an eyelash.
What
Remove your
about
glasses.
the other one that you had already?
Yeah, the other
remove
one.
your glasses.
The other one doesn't still work. Jesus, and she pushes up her glasses so he can take an eyelash.
Remove your glasses, elf. I will not fall for that again.
Fool me once, shame on you.
Quincy's not here to mend them if you break them, Copernicus.
And he will cast invisibility at 3rd level.
All
And I
right.
guess I am stripping.
Woot woot.
You don't need to strip entirely. But yeah, so the ropes are kind of, they'll look like they're around his wrists and that I'm kind of pulling them along with me. But they'll be loose enough that if he needs to, he'll be able to just shed them.
All right.
It's really
Like a
much bigger
snake
than I
skin.
expected.
And I will lead,
Such a small man.
and I will just walk up kind of confidently, but with my eyes sort of down, recognizing my station. And I will pull the hunter behind me.
All right. As you approach, they spot you and immediately approach.
I am here to escort this prisoner back to Fendaza.
They look at each other, and one of them sheathes a scimitar. Why don't you give me a deception check?
Dun dun dun.
14.
Decent. Not terrible.
I could help you before he tells you, but would that do anything for my invis if I sent you a bit of luck?
I think only if you attack, maybe.
We
Not
got
sure.
plus how much on deception?
Well, I don't think it's called a
5.
bit of luck, by the way. Just so for listeners, it's I'd use my sorcery points to do so.
What would that do? Give me an advantage?
Yeah, it would. It's called bend luck.
Would it knock you out of invisibility, though?
That's what I'm curious about.
I think
So
only attacking and what is it
I don't have the book in front of me. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's called bend luck, not a bit of luck, and it would give him a D4 to his check to add.
Invisibility ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell.
Okay, so that's not doable.
Okay.
that's a
Is it a
spell?
spell?
Is it a spell or is it
Oh,
a spell?
well, I guess it's not a. It's my meta magic. Requires 2 sorcery points. I mean, it's magic, but it's not a spell. Yeah, I don't know.
DM's call.
I want to say yeah, but magic isn't. That's not enough to call it a spell. I feel like. I think a spell is a spell.
Yeah, if it doesn't use a slot,
Doesn't use a slot. What
Yeah.
are there components to it?
No, nope. Just
No
requires
verbal, somatic, or
Don't put a
material.
magic on you. I put a
just
spell
all
on
it does. And now you're mine.
It's a magic ability.
Yeah, so it's not a spell. If there's no components, then it's not a spell as far as I'm concerned.
It's not a spell. Yeah.
All right. So just in case, because this is so important, I will spend 2 points and send that to Svitlank.
All right, brings it up to a 16.
Ooh.
16 is enough to pass the 15 DC.
Oh shit!
Man, that was lucky.
Well done, Irame. Wait, shh.
Who said that? In Draconic. What? All right.
Face
Yeah.
the 9 gods.
Annoyingly, they brush you aside. And in Draconic, they say, "Keep your eyes peeled. Something strange is happening."
I'll also reply in Draconic and say, your will be done.
They continue to fan out.
I
Looking-
also reply in Draconic. Oh, wait, no, I didn't.
They continue to fan out, kind of with their scimitars. They'll move leaves like they're looking for something or someone.
I speak 5 languages.
So do I.
I speak 5 languages.
Irame jealous?
She does only speak 4.
So Copernicus would have explained to Irame before casting the spell that it lasts for up to an hour.
Okay.
So we're going to be invisible for a while now.
Yeah.
Unless we-
Nice. The mage armor lasts 8 hours. We're like going
Right,
in
and you
prepared.
cast that first before I cast it.
As I approach the entrance to the caverns, I'm going to, when I brush the leaves, the vines, the palms, all the vegetation aside, I'll kind of like hesitate just for a moment and kind of make a show of pushing the hunter through and just wait a moment to see if, just to give the other 2 a chance to
Scuttle in.
without making it look suspicious.
Perfume the sex slave.
And
Finally, full
Zabral's-
circle.
And Zabral's actually going to somewhat resist going in there as well. So it doesn't look fake. He's really going to resist.
Make a strength check.
Is there a performance check, though?
I think
There is.
There
There-
literally
that there
is.
is, yes.
Performance.
All right. Well, why don't you give me a performance check just to see? I think Zavril is the one. Let's see how well you sell it.
I'm sure pretty seriously.
Come on, roll high.
Zavril is also a thespian. We had no idea.
I know he doesn't have a great charisma, so
Well, in one of his flashbacks, wasn't he going to
wait,
see a
does he?
play?
He was. Well, he was supposed to be going to see a play.
Maybe. Was that what's going on? Oh, yeah, but really he wanted to see the author of the book.
Or it's not letting me roll it at all.
No, don't worry about
You
it.
don't have dice?
There it goes.
There you go.
Nice.
Wait, that wasn't even the right one. What?
No, it wasn't. It's all right. What I was gonna do is, based on this, we could retcon her spending her luck point, and you would have given Quincy an advantage on the roll. But I mean, whatever.
Quincy?
I mean, you know what I'm saying.
We're a mess.
Orvex?
All right, you guys enter. So, moving through the guards now, you approach the hidden entrance to the temple.
Nice work.
So once we get into the little hallway, that's what it is, right? It's like a little...
It's it opened. Yeah, I'm trying to set the map up to the fog of war right now, so we don't unveil the whole shebangity boo.
We're with you.
But as you enter, the passage winds into the bowels of the earth. Now, the air is wet, thick and sticky, slick with moisture, as you remember.
Ugh.
I don't know, versus the dry winter that we suffered
I
through.
know.
Actually sounds nice. It's thick, wet, damp.
It's pretty quiet down here, with the exception of some. You got some critters just scurrying about on the wall, centipedes and such.
Oh, I hate centipedes.
Harmless centipedes
Too many legs.
and insects. That's it. You know, and there's not like an overabundance of. It's not like a concern. You know, like if there was like more than 3,
No swarms.
I'd say that's
We're not being swarmed.
No, there's definitely like probably 5 within the whole 100-foot passage.
You see a tongue leap out of Svetlangi's mouth to latch onto it. Just kidding.
Did I say they were like 3 feet long? She like sucks it in. All right.
Do all here have dark vision?
I think so.
Not without my mask.
Zavril doesn't have his mask.
I will give the hunter back his mask.
And his pants, please.
I do not know why he took those off.
Must have something to do with the secret handshake.
You humans confuse and disgust me.
He was waiting for the secret handshake. All right.
The
Yeah.
3 C's shipping and shake.
Why is it wiggling so? All right. After about 100 feet of moving through this damp cavern, it emerges into a larger cavern. Zavril, you can't help at this point to get flashbacks. These are the tidbits of visions that you saw. You recall the 2 rowboats floating in the dark waters, dimly lit by a distant brazier to the north, marking a door. Up ahead and to the left, you see a wide opening, cavern still. And yeah, to the right, massive underground river with 2 rowboats floating in it. These rowboats, old looking, on the bow of each one, a tiny bell. And they're tethered to a rusted iron pole.
And is there anything lighting up this hallway, or is it pitch black?
It's dimly lit only by a brazier that is 30 feet to the north of you, marking a barely lit door. Now, dimly lit. Now, the way dark vision works is it's one stage. I think I had mentioned this before. I'm just reiterating because now we're in the scene. You don't have to worry about any difficult terrain in this area. Smooth cavern floor. Over by the water, though, probably the first, right on the shore, it does get a little jagged.
How quickly I already forgot about the difficult terrain.
How many will fit in one boat?
It looks like 3. I'm just making this up based on the canoes. 3 people, maybe comfortably.
2 of us are invisible, so it's going to look weird if there's nobody in a boat.
But it will also look weird if
Right.
we're doing the prisoner act.
Can we all squeeze in the one boat?
Now, Svilangi, you know that up ahead to the left, that wider opening, and now you guys can even hear in the distance, and it's a little weird the way the sound is bouncing throughout these caverns. You can almost hear mining picks and such. You know, Svilangi, that you're close to where the slave labor, where the slaves are digging. You don't know why they're digging, what they're looking for, if they're looking for anything, but you do know that this is where the slaves do hard labor.
So what is that sound in the distance?
That is where our miners are working.
For what? What are they mining?
That is beyond my knowledge. I do not spend as much time in the Fane as in the exterior world.
What do you think it is there, man?
The city was known for its precious gems. Perhaps they mine here as a source of income, support their cause.
Oh no, that doesn't sit right with me.
It matters not, really.
I just wanted to correct myself for the record. I don't think it's referred to as the bow of a rowboat. I think it's the prow. Right?
No idea.
I do not
I
know.
have no idea.
All right.
We don't want to piss off our boater listeners.
Prow or bow, can we all fit in the same boat, or should we take two?
I think
we
we
gonna
would need
take
to
any?
take two.
Are we going to swim, Zavril? We know how fond you are of water.
Getting close to the water at this point, you can tell anyway looking out. You can't see too far, especially down below. The water appears to be between 5 and 30 feet deep here and there. But looking out as far as you can see within the dim light, stalactites hang down from the ceiling. I think so. Stalagmites come up from the ground.
I can never remember which or which.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yes. So you have some
Tights are hanging.
tights, stalactites are hanging down.
Titty tights.
Some of them are even like just grazing the surface of the water as water just drips down from them, making us that constant dripping sound into the calm surface.
Once Zavril gets close enough to the water, Invisicappy will splash some of it at him.
Is that an attack action?
I don't think it is. Skim a little off the top.
Roll to hit. No, that'll be an attack action.
It also breaks your invisibility.
That's what I mean.
No.
All right. No.
Okay, so
It's a flavor splash.
What are we, like 12?
how bad would it be? Would it be extremely noticeable if we were to roll up with two boats, or?
Seems we don't have a choice.
Svilangi, you're not sure where this water leads.
There was more than one option, right? There was the water, and there was also...
There's the slave pens, or the labor area.
Okay.
And then there was the brazier marking the door to the north. Let me see if you would know that one.
So there are 3 choices before us then.
Yeah, you would know that the door to the north leads to, and you don't know much beyond this, leads to the Venom distillery.
I mean, I don't remember taking a boat from the few memories I do have when I was trapped in this place.
I thought they totally took a boat.
No, they didn't take a boat.
You
He
can
just
walk
saw
through
them
it.
as they passed out, or not like passed out, but as they passed by,
Yeah.
leaving. He had made note of the two.
Well, I'll just share then that I know through the door there lies a distillery, and the other direction is the miners.
Like a distillery for
A
beer.
distillery.
But I do not know to where the boats will take us, where the river takes us.
What foulness are the Yuanti concocting?
Svitlangi raises one eyebrow. You have encountered their venomous weapons, have you not?
Indeed. I mean, which way do we go, Svitlongi, to get
Are there
Rosnasi?
usually, is there usually a good staff in the distillery, like a lot of people?
To your knowledge, at night,
Now is not the time to be getting drunk.
no. But there is usually at least somebody in there. You're not really sure. You know Zopal is a pureblood that is usually in there. But you're not sure if he's in there at night, if he's there 24/7. But if anyone's in there, Zopal would be.
I would expect there to be perhaps one other Yuanti through those doors. I do believe we can continue our prisoner ruse.
You do remember Zopal usually has zombies with him. It's the one characteristic that you remember him by.
He does have... fear not when you see the zombies.
Could the zombies detect us while we're invisible? I mean, while we're invisible, we should get the most as we can out of this spell. And push this prisoner ruse as far and deep as we can. As quickly as we can.
Yes, we should move.
The zombies are just laborers that he uses. That's his staff, essentially.
Yeah, I'll relay that information. And I'll just continue to lead Zavril, and we'll approach the door, and I'll look toward the rest of the group to see that they're ready.
You can't see us.
You can't see it.
Then I will say,
I was going to say, you do know through the slave area, there's another route through the storeroom. And in the storeroom is a giant constrictor snake by the name of Azima. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Somewhere there's someone out there that's going to yell at me about that. But you don't know the story, but the constrictor always seems pretty chill. Just there taking inventory.
and moving through the slaves isn't going to rouse any. How many?
No,
like,
typically the slaves are
overseers?
just working, and you're probably going to go through an overseer of sorts.
Okay.
But there's typically anywhere between 2 and 22 slaves.
Well, on second thought, the ringing of the picks of the mining may mask your movements while you're invisible.
We are at your mercy, yeah.
Yes, whichever way you think is most practical to take a prisoner and wouldn't look abnormal.
Then I will take the hunter through the mining area.
All right, as you're moving through, you get to a point now. The sounds of the mining is getting louder and louder, and it opens up, and you go through a really dark, pitch black series of tunnel, just one tunnel, but it's a series of bends. And up ahead, you can see the flickering of another brazier, and you hear. No, even I guess you wouldn't hear it with all the work going on. But as you round the bend, you see You see a few things. You see a bunch of slaves chipping away. Looks like Chalton tribesmen that they had captured out in the jungle. You also see 3 Yuanti Malison wearing red cloth headdresses. You see, and also 3 Yuanti brood guards, which were those little beastie guys.
I remember the brood guards.
Can they smell?
You know that they are perceptive, but yeah, and there's nothing in here about smelling per se, other than they do have perception skills. They're used in that regard.
Before we get too close, I will whisper to my companions, give the brood guards wide berth.
Indeed, we will.
Alright, the brood guards are just kind of patrolling along behind the slaves, more so keeping them afraid as they continue to work. But you do need to confront at least one of these Malisons to continue forth. It would take another deception ruse.
Yeah, I think Cappy in Visiform would stay a good 25 feet behind.
Okay.
I don't know what Irma is doing, but
Now, Zavril,
see her.
going forward with these checks, you can do a performance check, a successful performance check to help give
Aid or-
Svitlangi a advantage on the roll, on her deception roll.
There we go. It's a good
All right.
mechanic.
Dun, dun, dun. Have a 10.
10, okay, fair. Alright, I'll give you an advantage on the deception.
Ooh. All right. So as I approach the...
No. I do just want to say, Zaver really does not want to be in here.
Yeah, as I approach the Malison, I will just simply, with my eyes cast down respectfully, say, I am but returning a prisoner to Phantaza. Ooh, and that was 21.
Whew.
Just get out of here, pure blood.
Ham that one
Says
right
that,
up.
Says that in Draconic. Just get out of my sight.
Yeah, and I'll just wordlessly continue.
And you reach the door to the storeroom. Now, there is a little bit of a problem as you go to open the door. You find it is locked. Now there's a big where that brazier was. There's the brazier was on the corner as you were entering this larger chamber. In the center of the chamber, a large campfire is burning. Heaps of dead grass, palm fronds scattered about. The floor is muddied, pitted with footprints. And the Malison that you passed was standing at the campfire.
Oh shit! Did we make footprints?
There's far too many footprints.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Here you see our little fucking.
Ooh.
I feel like invisible people should be able to see each other when they're both invisible.
Last time we were invisible,
Like you're
I
in a
thought that
different
too.
world.
Yeah.
Right.
You're
Last
in the
time,
invisible world.
last time we were invisible, I mentioned Irame said something to someone.
At least when
They
we
were like,
cast
"You
the
can't
spell
see
together.
me," and I was like, "We're not invisible together."
No.
So are there any footprints at the door?
Yeah, there's footprints all over this place. I mean, there's countless slaves. There's broodguard patrollers. There's 3 Malisons in here. I mean, it's footprints all over the damn place. But the door is locked
And
going forward.
Beyond the door, I expect only the snake.
Only the constrictor. Usually, you've only ever seen. To be fair, you've only ever passed through the storeroom once before.
Okay, I'll actually, I'll knock on the door.
You don't hear anything.
I do not have thumbs.
It's literally a giant snake.
Right. Okay.
But he, for some strange reason, he can talk. You never thought to question why, or how, or where,
I don't have any
or what.
easy way to open this door.
Let me see here. Let me go
what
back
the
to it.
fuck? That's what Irame says to Copernicus. What the fuck?
Do any of you happen to have lockpicks?
Or a knock spell, perhaps, would be useful. No. Locks is not in my wheelhouse.
Did Quincy give some to Zavril?
I'm going through my inventory right now. Give me a moment.
Can't you just ask your snake friends to open the damn door for us?
Oh, I guess I could ask Malison.
Just do it. Swallow your pride. You get through here.
It is not my pride I am concerned of.
I do not have any written down, so.
All right, then I'm going to drag Mr. Don. I'm going to drag the hunter behind me as I approach the. Maybe a different Malison than the one I spoke to before.
The other 2 Malisons are patrolling the slaves with the brood guards.
I'll go to the same one. And I'll say, "Forgive me, mighty Malison, but it appears the door that goes through the... Is it a storeroom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That goes through the storeroom is locked."
He seems highly agitated at your presence. And he stands up straight, towers over you.
1,000 apologies.
His hand on the pommel of his scimitar. And on the other side of his belt, keys jangle as he begins walking towards the door. Give me another deception check.
Jesus. A 9.
Oh. Wait, hold up. I got you.
Performance check?
Ooh.
18.
All right, that's a
Advantage?
23 then on the old deception.
Zaves, you got anything you want to,
Yeah, what kind of performance?
kind of performance?
Trying to think. I just kind of... I guess I'll try to, run away, but, grabbing onto the ropes. So, as I try to run away, with as tight as I'm grabbing them, I'll make it it pulls me backwards.
Oh, gotcha. So it makes it look like Svetlana yanked you back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. Fair enough. All right. He, after seeing it, he nervously begins to react, but then after seeing your prowess with the slave, and then he begins walking up to the door, removes his keychain, fumbles about a couple keys, unlocks the door. "Lock it when you're done," he says in Draconic.
As you wish. And we will enter the room and lock it from the other side.
Will Invisa follow?
Mm-hmm. Irama's holding her breath.
Okay. And this room opens up. Stacks of sturdy wooden crates, bundles of cloth, and bullshit litter the floor.
It's getting late.
Yeah. And there and lurking in the shadows, a massive constrictor. Let me see. It's a huge beast.
Do you have a picture?
For its size.
I like pictures.
No, there's no picture. It's just a large boa constrictor is what you can
What
picture.
language does it speak?
It says, "Hello, is somebody there?"
And I've met this snake before.
Once before you were passing through under Fenthaza's orders, and it was around the time Zavril was held captive.
It is I, Svitlangi.
Svitlangi, yes, I did enjoy our last chat. What brings you through the storeroom on this fine evening?
I am returning some property to Lady Fenthaza.
Oh, yes, understood. I had caught wind that the prisoner has escaped. Everybody put up quite the fuss about it.
Well, with his return, I hope to set her at ease.
Well, you'll get no resistance from me. I am just doing my duty. My daily tasks are complete, so I was just resting to try and get some shut-eye.
And what are your daily tasks?
Oh, to take inventory, of course.
Yes.
Yes, I count all of the stock and store them properly, making sure things are where they go.
The backbone of the Fane.
I like to think so as well, Svitlangi. I only wish more shared your view.
Well, it has once again been a pleasure to speak with you. However, I must return this property.
Yes, of course. Don't let an old man like myself get in your way.
And what are the options for egress in this room?
There's an entryway, or there's a hallway, no door, leading out on the opposite side of that door that you came in from. Now, this hallway, you're vaguely familiar with it. This will eventually lead to a few different ways. Now, your route, you know vaguely the direction you're heading from this point. You're trying to get to the northern section. But you don't hear any commotion. So you're assuming that either the Red Wizards haven't arrived yet, or they haven't entered yet, or
they will betray us.
I mean, we must be moving pretty quickly, though. I mean, imagine if we didn't pull this ruse. We'd be fighting through all this? No way.
Are we still in the storage room? We walked out.
You're about to leave the storeroom here, heading into the hallway. This hallway will go about 20 feet to the northeast, and then branch to the left and to the right. The right will lead to the snake pit, with also a couple other options.
You say storeroom, is it like food? What's being stored?
All you see is barrels and crates.
Of bullshit.
Cappies.
Irame is kind of fascinated with this speaking snake. Is there a check she could do?
It would be nature, I guess.
I was thinking
or an arcana.
That's
yeah,
what I was
do
thinking.
An arcana check.
Can Cappy investigate what's in the barrel?
If you give away,
That's a
your
natty
position.
19.
A natty 19.
It's invisible.
You are assuming that there was at some point a spell had been, or it could be related to druid magic, you've seen amongst your people.
All right. Just she's curious about the snake.
Yeah, you've seen this before, and to some degree, the Awaken spell, and that's it. It essentially gave the snake a 10 intelligence and allowed it to speak.
Cool.
And and you don't know its history because you didn't ask. But that's it.
All right.
All right, so yep, you got this hallway heading up. Now this is the way to the northern section of the city. From here, you can bypass the Venom Distillery. You can head straight to the Snake Pit. But Svitlongi, you would know that you would probably heading north from that hallway will take you to the Fane itself, which is a large pool of blood. It's like a fountain, massive, ornate fountain. That's like the heart of the temple
Of blood.
And where do I expect the...
What were you going to tell us about this fountain of blood?
You'd have to go through the Fane to reach the throne room.
And that's where the puzzle cube...
That's where, from the throne room, I don't think you've seen beyond the throne room. So you're assuming that the puzzle cube is either in the throne room or somewhere beyond it.
Okay.
But, again, you haven't heard any commotion of the Red Wizards.
On top of that, you probably can't take a prisoner through the throne room.
Now, there are other options. You could go around the Fane, and that would take you up through the Hall of War, which also leads to the main entrance, and also to like Fenthaza's quarters, the area that you're more familiar with, the section of the Fane that Svitlongi is more familiar with. But
either way, we must. Our destination is the throne room.
Yes.
Take me to Rosna Sea.
You are bold, Hunter. It is, as I fear, that we have no other option. I do not know what to expect of the Red Wizards, or any success that they might have encountered or failure, but we must move forward.
All right, you begin making your way down the hallway. And as predicted, eventually now it's kind of like a 45-degree left that leads to the Hall of War. And that's where you recall seeing the murals on the wall with the crown, with Rosnasi wearing the crown. And ahead comes to a crossroads of sorts. Ahead is the Snake Pit. The left is the Fane. And to the right, the Venom Distillery that you could have passed through instead.
From the Fane, it is one more step to the throne room?
From the Fane, there's the harem.
Nice.
Yep, and then you can, instead of going to the harem, you could go to the throne room.
Okay.
And there's also an exit. There's also, to the left in there, the Hall of War.
And can we expect any Yuanti in the Fane?
You're not certain at this hour if there's going to be resistance there. You know that every now and again there's rituals that are held here. Typically once every 10 days there's a gathering where a ritual will take place.
We are about to enter the Fane, the true Fane, the heart of this place. I cannot tell you whether or not there will be anyone waiting for us there.
We shall stay masked until we reach the throne room.
You move up about 25 feet and it opens up into this massive underground cathedral. And at one end, a sculptured balcony perches atop 5 rearing stone serpents. Blood dripping from the serpent's jaws falls into a semicircular basin. And from there flows along a sloped trough into a wide stone bowl set into the floor. South of the bowl is a mezzanine prominently situated atop, which is a cauldron of steaming broth that exudes fleshy odors. And to the west, a huge gong carved with snake patterns stands on a second balcony.
What foul place is this?
This place is foul indeed. This is the heart. You can't help but feel a darkness fall over you, to you guys who aren't Yuanti.
Svetlangi wipes a tear from her cheek. The beauty in this place never fails to captivate me.
And we'll see you next time on the Natty 19 podcast, because it's getting fucking late.
I mean, you know what this place reminds me of is Conan the Destroyer.
yeah, totally.
The second one,
yeah.
where they're like, no, maybe it's the first one.
The first one.
It is the first one.
So I haven't seen the second one. Fucking forever.
The big giant cauldron,
Yeah.
and then the cauldron gets tipped over and like a hand comes out of it.
Facing the 9 gods. Wait, what was the...
Speaking of faces.
Whose dice are fidgeting?
Is that K-Way?
I think it's K-Way.
That is me.
It's his mechanical dice.
Mechanical dice fidgeter. It's on like hyper. All right.
I'm getting nervous. God.
It
I
is.
know, right?
My actual way, I just realized my leg was going.